This is Hot Mike. Hot Mike. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mike, Hour 2, ready to rock and roll here on this Thursday. Coming up, we'll give you an update on Cheyenne big man Tommy Ottoman. Things have blown up for the North Dakota State Tournament MVP. We told you about that a few weeks ago when the Bison offered, and the floodgates have opened for the now 6'11" big man out of West Fargo. We'll do that coming up here in about 15 minutes. But we were chatting NDSU football recruiting yesterday on the show when Zach Peters was here in studio. He can't officially comment on 2025 commits. Our next guest certainly can, because it's one of his guys that is the newest commitment for the North Dakota State football class of 2025. Jackson Litterer joins us, the head coach of the Buffalo Bison in Buffalo, Minnesota, to give us the lowdown on Ryan Babbitt's, who announced his commitment to the Bison on Tuesday. Coach, it's great to see you. The Bison to Bison connection will stay strong, because you got another guy that's coming. He'll be here, actually, I think, on Monday. Give us the lowdown on Ryan. I mean, we see the 24/7 websites and the different rankings. You coached him. What kind of player are the Bison getting?
Man, yeah, Ryan Babbitt, he and Wyatt Osterbauer, who you're talking to, you're getting two of our best, clearly, but I think two of the best in the country, to be very transparent. Both players are, in my humble opinion, two of the best players I've ever had the chance to coach in high school football, and I've had the chance to coach a handful of just really, really phenomenal athletes. So you're getting two of the best out there, is what I'd tell you. And about Ryan, I don't know, you can judge kids on number of stars people put behind names and all that kind of stuff. I mean, to me, he's 5-star in about everything he does. And I think just truly the kind of person that you're going to get is the kind of people you want in any group. Anybody, like, for the kind of teammate you want to have, the kind of kid you want to coach, the kind of kid you want in high pressure situations when it's going to get tough. The kind of kid that's going to show up and go to class and work his butt off to get straight A's. He wants to be an engineer. Like, just the stuff that he wants to go and do. It's not just about football. Like, Ryan's pretty interested in becoming the best Ryan Babbitts he can be. And you want that everywhere. And it's easy to say these things. Yeah. It's a lot harder to do it. Ryan does it every day. I wish people got to see just kind of how Ryan goes about it. It's easy to get all excited about social media clicks and graphics and video out of his business every day. Absolute leader, absolute joy to be around, and very, very excited for him that he's going to be going to a program like the Bison up in North Dakota State. We like our Bison to Bison connection. That's a good thing.
You tweeted, you tweeted at me about some other stuff about him that people may not know. He was a runner-up in wrestling, state runner-up in heavyweight this year at the state tournament. And he's only done wrestling for a couple of years. He's off. He's going to be at the state track meet here today or tomorrow, competing in the shot put. Is it best way he's an athletic freak? Is that the best way to describe him?
Only thing I'll correct: he was not a state runner-up, but he was a state qualifier.
Okay.
But yes, he didn't start wrestling. He didn't start football, both those sports, until he was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
Okay. And then track, he started last year as a sophomore, and he's broken the school record. He's probably throwing right now at the state track meet, throws a shot put farther than I throw a football. And I like to think I have a decent arm. So, I mean, yes, there's a freakness to him that he's been blessed in a lot of ways, just giftedness. But I'm going to tell you, the other side of this is, like, he's earned everything he's getting. Like, you should watch him in the weight room. He is so meticulous. He's there before school. He doesn't finish. He comes after school to make sure he gets every single rep, doing it the right way, asks questions. Like, he's really good. And he could just say, like, I'm really good and just live off that, and he'd be really good. Yeah. But he wants to be better, So it's like, it's best of both worlds is when you've got talent and you got, like, work ethic, attitude, perspective, all those things. You put it together, like, that's elite stuff, and that's what you're getting.
When, in your mind, you coached last year was your first year at Buffalo. Was it almost immediate when you saw him and Wyatt say, okay, those are two different players? I mean, how early on did you recognize what you had with Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, the argument was on our staff of what side of the ball are they going to be on, and everybody wants those guys on their side. It was very apparent right away of Ryan, he played some as a varsity player, not every game as a sophomore. To be honest, like I've been told more, so I didn't know Ryan as a freshman, but it was kind of maybe more of a baby deer, like kind of growing into his body as a freshman. Again, first time ever playing, so super green, super new. Then as a sophomore, it kind of gets thrusted into like we had some injuries on the line. And so he had some opportunities to play a little bit as a sophomore and then came in as a junior. And then you tag that with a tight end of Wyatt Osterbauer next to him. It was pretty fun to do some things that you could just do. Like, it don't have to be all that fancy when you have players of that caliber. You can just run a pretty simple call, and it's going to probably go pretty well. And so, yeah, that was pretty fun.
When the first offer started coming for Ryan, I mean, when did you start with your eyebrows raised? Like, okay, this is going to be an experience here. When did that occur in your mind?
I think, to be honest, with having Wyatt kind of going through this, and that's the nice thing is when you have kids in your program that are bringing schools in to see, it's fun to then get the next kid already in front of some of these schools to at least get their eyes on. So I think that was already part of that journey for Ryan of like, hey, there's a kid that's sitting around here. We got another one that's getting pretty looked at as a junior, going to be a junior, Hans Peterson, coming up. Yeah. So same type of it's one helps the other in a sense. But I think with Ryan, it wasn't like I was surprised they were coming. It's like I'm just ready for the next one to probably be coming because he's, to me, I just think you guys are getting a tremendous get. And I think sometimes we want to play this FBS versus FCS and conference names and whatever. Like you're just getting a kid that wants to be at a place that wants him. He wants to be there. He wants to make a difference. He wants to play and do all that he can to do that. He wants to, if he can, go to the next level. Yeah. NDSU is a program that you can do that. So I think sometimes we get so caught up in like it's got to be the biggest name or the biggest conference name, and that's good schools, and everybody else isn't. Like I just don't think that's true at all. And so we've had a lot of those kind of conversations, and so people might go, I can't believe Ryan committed here when maybe he had looks at other places. It's just right about finding the right fit for kids. And I think we got to stop putting these expectations on kids that says you need to do this because that's the way of the world. Yeah. Like, no, go to the best place for you, a place you want to be. And I think he found that home in North Dakota State, and I'm just really excited for him.
It's well said. I appreciate your comments on that because that's something I talk about all the time on the show. Like the offer is something, but it's a matter of fit. And clearly, and Ryan, he's going to join us tomorrow on the show, and he's going to give us the 411 on all of that. And I appreciate your comments on that because recruiting is nasty. I can't imagine. You live it. You see it every day. It's not a nice world out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get to talk with a bunch of coaches, and to be honest, I got just a lot of respect for the coaches that are in programs like they're getting still into high schools.
Yes,
I think in a lot of sports you're seeing that go totally on the wayside. Football is kind of one of the last ones that are still doing it, and it means the world to us. But at the same time, like, it's a business on their end too, right? Yeah. I mean, they're needing to bring in great prospects to help their team win because there's job security and that kind of stuff too. Like that's facts, and it's not bad that's how it is, or maybe it is bad that's how it is. But regardless, that's how it is, right? And so to your point, is it can be a little bit nasty. I went through it a little bit as a college athlete. I was D3, so I was not the same realm maybe that Ryan and Wyatt and those guys are going through. But there are a lot of really good people, a lot of really, really good coaches that I've had the chance to meet. And though maybe Ryan didn't go to their school, right? He's only going to go to one. Appreciated all their time, getting to know us and hopefully to be able to continue those relationships going forward, because just because North Dakota State's the right fit for Ryan Babbitts doesn't mean the next kid that's coming through that their school isn't the right fit. And I'm not here to, this is a North Dakota State show, and that's awesome. My goal isn't every one of our kids goes to the NDSU. My goal is every kid goes to the right fit for them, a place they want to be and a place that wants them. If that happens, man, I'm going to be a really proud and happy head high school football coach.
Give us the 411. We had Wyatt on when he committed, and then Kansas State came in late. How real was that? Because I know, at least up here, when I saw that, I think the Bison coaches started sweating. Now, obviously, he signed, but how real was K-State when they came in December?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those things of of these offers that come through. And this is maybe not what people fully understand too, of like an offer doesn't necessarily mean like full ride. Like that's not what offers entail.
Right.
And so I think, Wyatt, hearing, I mean, and same with like Ryan, I think just with every kid, like you got to stay in the realm, like, hey, recruiting for Ryan, truthfully, probably isn't over because schools can still come talk, right? I mean, I explained this to Ryan in this way, and I don't know if this is right, but I'm like, it's like you're dating somebody now, but like the marriage license isn't signed. And so there are other places that might think you're kind of cute too. And like, hey, I want to be your girlfriend kind of a thing. And so he has to navigate that, right? And that's the truth. And so like for Wyatt, another example of that. And then it's really finding out, okay, what does it mean? What you say you want from me? Is that the right fit? Relationships go a long ways, just an offer, but I don't really know you versus I know you, you've spent time pouring into me. Like, I think that stuff should still matter. And it does to our kids. So how real was it? I guess that's probably more of a Wyatt question. But that's when people hear offers, like there's more to it than just that word. That's just a buzzword.
We're watching his highlight reel, Jackson, from last year. He's going to play defensive end at NDSU. He was all over the field for you. What kind of athlete? I mean, he looks like a fantastic athlete. What kind of player is NDSU getting here?
You could put him in like 6 different spots and he would do awesome for you. So I think, and who knows? I mean, I have no idea, but like that could happen. I mean, I played college football at Wartburg College in Waverly, Iowa. And guys come in, like I came in as a quarterback and then I ended as a safety before my career ended with an injury. So like to say you're going to be this and, but yeah, you're asking about being an athlete. I mean, absolutely was an athlete. He was a one-on-one winner for us throwing the ball as a tight end. He could also, block anybody. He liked finishing blocks, watch his film. He enjoyed playing through the whistle kind of a thing. But yeah, defensively can fly around from a DN to a linebacker. What's the right fit? Hey, that's for NDSU coaches and him to figure out together. And I know they will. And you're going to really enjoy him. And one other kid that I got to coach back at just another name that you're getting, Brody Clubb.
Yeah.
That was the school at Clear Creek, Amana. That's where I was the previous 8 years.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. So
wow.
That's there's three kids that I have a lot of connection to. So they're just making it easy for me to want to come to a game. I get to see them all in one time. So yeah, my wife and I were looking forward to that.
We had Brody on a few weeks ago. Here's another athletic freak. He missed, I know he missed a lot of time last year, but he's got all the potential to be a really impactful player at the next level.
Yep. 100%. I agree.
All right. So for people that don't know, your section, is loaded. You're with Eden Prairie, Minnetonka. Edina, I heard, was pretty good last season. I mean, just that competition level, how much is that for you and your team say, okay, you know what, we're up against it every week, and raises the level of competition knowing who you're playing every Friday night?
Yeah. So, last year we got moved into 6A. I think prior to me getting here, we were a 5A school.
Yep.
And then a year from now, it all can look different again when you start looking at beds numbers. And we're how I've described it to people is we're one of those bobber schools.
It's a good way to put it.
The next year we might go up, might go down, because we kind of just sit on that line a little bit. But to be honest, I like the competition that brings, and I think it's something that we need to embrace, not be afraid of. They put their pants on the same way we do. They cut steak with a knife just like we do. Like there's no reason we can't go and do, like, certainly do we have challenges? It's like NDSU going over to Colorado. In some sense, your first game of the season, you could be like, well, it's just not fair or whatever. Like, no, I don't think that's true. Yeah. I think it's up to us to make sure we're doing everything we can to get ourselves in a state and a place to be able to compete at a high level and play against these teams. And a lot of it's just here. It's belief that you can. And so, yeah, it definitely does, though, heighten your awareness a little bit and saying, like, we're playing real deal football here. This is phenomenal teams, well coached. Like my first game I'm playing, we played against Eden Prairie, and it's Bud Grant's son is the head coach. My dad's an immense Vikings fan. That's why he is a Vikings fan. It was because of Bud Grant. And so I'm not even like fully like understanding maybe that. And then, you go into the Lions then there a little bit and get a play and compete. And man, that was a good really good football team. Really enjoyed getting to meet Coach Grant, and just, yeah, it's all good stuff. To me, competition, iron sharpens iron, and we just want to make sure that we're doing all that we can to be the best program we can be.
It's quite the welcome to Minnesota high school football. You got that, huh?
Yeah, it was. But hey, I like that. It's not. I'm just not really one. I don't like to run from anything. It's just, let's embrace it. Let's keep good perspective about it, and let's move forward from it and learn from it. That's the name of the game.
This was great, bud. We'll do this again. I really appreciate your perspective on each of these guys. Thanks so much for the time, and I hope you have a little bit of summer before things get cranked up, okay?
Oh, we got summer weights on Monday morning, 6 a.m. I'll have my black straight coffee ready to go, and a lot of energy. I'm excited about it. So thanks for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Jackson Litterer joining us, Buffalo Bison head football coach in Minnesota, as NDSU's most recent commitment, Ryan Babbitt's announcing on Tuesday that he'll be joining the Bison class of 2025. We'll take a break. We come back. The offers, you talk about offers, they keep coming in for Cheyenne's Tommy Oneman. We'll let you know about the last couple, and an update from the golf course from our guy from Fargo. Playing pretty well. We'll do that when Hot Mike returns after this.